trying to edit my video when I see somebody sitting on my laptop. Lily, how dare you? Look, sitting on my laptop. How rude.
Hello again. Okay, quick update. No, wait, it's not an update. It's the start of my vlog. We're doing a vlog today. Okay, so this is week 3 of the NEWTs Readathon, and I have just finished book number 6. How brilliant is this? Like, I read 6 books in 2 weeks. It's insane. Okay, full disclosure. I did not read on Monday because I just didn't feel like it. I think I need to pace myself and read a little bit at a time. I've read 6 books in 2 weeks. Give me a break. So, yes, I didn't read on Monday. I spent most of Monday just editing videos and uploading and stuff like that. And yesterday, I babysat my nephew and my niece. So when I got back home, I was drained. I was so tired. I couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't read. So that was another day that I didn't read. So I just didn't read yesterday. Now today, I only had the last few pages of Young Elites by Mary Lou to read. My goodness, I'm so tired. Now, honestly, I'm still on holiday mode because it's August and primary schools are closed and I'm going to start working as a supply teacher. And because schools are still closed, I'm not working. I'm just home reading. So, I don't know where all this tiredness is coming from. I honestly don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. So anyway, I finished Young Elites by Mary Lou, the first book in the trilogy, and I'm so happy I have the second book on my bookshelf ready to go because I need to see what happens next. I'm giving this, I haven't posted it on Goodreads yet, but I think I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. I'm usually quite generous with my ratings anyway, but yeah, I'm thinking 4.5 out of 5. So I'm going to pick up next Where the River Runs Gold by Sita Brahmachari. I can never say her name. Here she is. There you go. That's her name. And that's what I'm going to read next. This is technically my last book for NEWTs. After I read this, I can become a wand maker, which is my career choice. You know, it's what I chose. But I think I'm just going to carry on and get another career and just carry on reading. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Last book. This is from an outstanding in herbology, so let's go.
There's a map! I love books with maps. It doesn't matter how simple they are or how complex they are, I love maps. This is a good start. Okay, so I'm reading Where the River Runs Gold. And it's a story about how these two children, they're sent to a farm to work as pollinizers. Is that a word? Like they pollinate flowers because bees no longer exist. So they get children to do the job of the bees. Anyway, the book is all about how they try to escape this farm. But I've read this much so far, and only now are they getting to the farm. I mean, I thought this book was about their escape. If they took this long to get to the farm, I mean, is the whole rest of the book just their escape? Like, I don't know. It's taking too long for the real story to start, so I don't know. The world seems very interesting. The writing style is really good, but it's just taking a while, you know.
Okay, so I know I was meant to upload my vlog, my week 3 vlog, on Monday night, as I usually do, but you know what? I was just about to finish Where the River Runs Gold, but, you know, I thought I might as well just wait an extra day, finish the book, because this is my last book for this readathon, so there was no point in doing a whole weekly vlog and then just having me read like the last 20 pages or so for next week. You know, that will be a very short vlog for next week. So we combine everything into one. I think I'm going to finish my NEWTs readathon here because I've read all the books I need to read to become a wand maker, which is the career that I chose. So let's just go through the books really quickly. Okay, so first thing here on my list, I'm not doing them in the right order. I'm just doing them as I wrote them down on my bullet journal because it makes sense to me. So for herbology, I needed 3 books. I needed an outstanding. So first one, I listened to Pretties by Scott Westerfeld. Ha! I got it right on the very last vlog. Yes, I got his name right, finally. Okay, so that is the second book in the Ugly series, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's still very exciting, very, fast-paced, things are happening, and it's very interesting. I really enjoyed that. I would still recommend it, even though it's not as good as the first one. I would still recommend it. Especially the audiobook. I haven't read it physically. I listened to it on audiobook, and I really enjoyed that. That was really good. Okay, moving on to our next book for herbology was The Young Elites by Mary Lou. It's the first book in her trilogy. Thank goodness I have book number 2 and book number 3 back there because I need to know what happens. So this book, this trilogy, is about some children who went through this fever that took over their land, and they survived, but they survived with powers. And I don't want to give any spoilers away, but this book was not what I expected. From the blurb, I expected this to be like a superhero story, like all the grown-ups and all the little children had died in this disease, in this illness that went through their land, and only some children had survived, and they had superpowers, and then they had to live with it. That's what I thought. So I picture in my mind a very futuristic, very dystopian kind of story. But no, it's actually set in... Let me just see here the exact date. It's set in 1361. It's set in 1361. So that caught me by surprise. I was like, okay, we're not going into the future then. We're going back into the past. I was very confused. It was not what I expected. There were adults around. There were little children around. People survived the fever, and, it's just very different from what I was expecting. But I still really like it. I like how basically all the characters, they're not split into good and evil. They're all very grayish, Depending on how you look at it, you can see where they're coming from. So, yeah, I really liked it. I know some people who are into their villains, who are into the baddies. They would really enjoy this trilogy. So yes, I really do recommend this. I haven't read the whole trilogy yet, but I will. Okay, next up is Where the River Runs Gold. I'm going to do a full review for this book. Next week, maybe the week after, I'm not sure yet. But I will do a review for this because I need to talk about this book. I need to talk about this book. So I'm gonna leave that for later, for my book review. So yes, Where the River Runs Gold, it's good. But yes, I need to talk about this. Then we read this big junker. Right, okay. A Conjuring of Light by V. Schwab. Amazing. It's the 3rd book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. I did not read the whole book though, because I started on page 250. Where's 250? So, about here. So I read about 450 pages. 450 pages. It still counts as a book because, 400 pages is still an average book. It's not even a short book, it's an average book. So I count this as a book. So, A Conjuring of Light, amazing. I loved the whole trilogy. I don't know what to say about this. I might have to do a review for the whole trilogy because I have a lot of feelings about this. I have a lot of questions. I want to read the graphic novels that came out like not too long ago. The Steel Prince, about the king in this trilogy. I really want to go and read that, but I don't have them yet, so oh well, what you gonna do? But yes, A Conjuring of Light. Brilliant, brilliant. But if you haven't picked up that trilogy yet, please do yourself a favor and read it. It's so good. Now, I have to say though, this is not a YA trilogy, it's an adult trilogy. But you know what? I don't care. It's so good. Like, I would usually go for YA fantasy, but this is adult fantasy and I really, really enjoyed it. So I really recommend it. I really do. I mean, I'm past the YA target age anyway, so you know, might as well start reading adult books since, you know, I'm an adult and oh yeah, great. Anyway, let's not go down that road. Okay, next book. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This was another very interesting read, but for different reasons. Very different to what I usually read. This was interesting. It was eye-opening. We get inside the head of somebody who has extreme anxiety. At least that's how I see it. Extreme anxiety. There might be a more technical term for it, but I don't know. They never explicitly say what the character is going through, so I think it's extreme anxiety. If you think it's something else, please leave a comment down below because I don't know. Turtles All the Way Down. We get inside the head of this person who's going through a lot, actually, and there's a mystery as well behind this, and I didn't really care for the romance. There's not much romance in it. Like, the love interest is just like a backstory, I think. You know, I didn't really care for it, but it's fine. It didn't interfere with the story. I really, really enjoyed this. It was interesting. But the way the main character hurts herself, the way she's self-harmed in a way, it's very explicit. It gives me the cringe. But yes, it's interesting. You can see where she's coming from, and you follow her through all her thought processes, and it makes sense to do what she does if you follow that thought process. It's just very interesting. It's very interesting. I'm interested to read more John Green now because I think this is the first John Green book I've ever read, and it was very good, very interesting. So I'm open to more John Green books. That's all I'm gonna say. After John Green, I read Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I made a book review. I'm gonna post it up there. Up there? Up there? Oh, I'm confused now. Anyway, so I filmed a book review. I love that book so much, so much. It's better than the first one, Nevermore. Nevermore is really good. You get an introduction into the whole system and all that. You get an introduction to the main characters. On Wondersmith, the second book, you really get to dive into Nevermore. You get to dive into that secret city and you get to know all the people. It's just amazing. I love that series. I'm hoping it's not just a trilogy. I hope it's going to become like a longer series. I'm here for it. I want more of Nevermore. That's all I'm gonna say. I need more of Nevermore. It's so good. If you haven't picked it up yet, please go pick it up. And lastly, I read a graphic novel which I didn't really need for my wand maker career thingies, but I read it anyway because it was so good. It is Adulthood is a Myth by Sarah Anderson. It was so funny, so good. I highly recommend it. It's so relatable, you know, if you're an adult or even if you're a teen, you know, you will relate to some of it. And it's just so good. It's a quick read. It's 117 pages, but it's a very quick read and it's hilarious. I loved it. So that is it for my NEWTs Readathon. I've read all of these books. Oh, I can't believe it. I read 7 books. Is it 7 books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books in 2.5 weeks. What's happening? Plus, I'm listening to A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I can't remember who it's by, but I'm listening to A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue on audiobook just because it's just so interesting. I'm really into the story now. And yeah, that doesn't count for NEWTs, but I just thought I'd mention it because it's a really good audiobook. Anyway, that's it for my NEWTs, guys. Have you read any of the books I mentioned? Oh, you're going everywhere. Have you read any of these books or any of the audiobooks or ebooks or library books or anything that I've mentioned? If you have, leave a comment down below. What did you think of it? Or if you haven't yet, are you going to pick it up? Is it not for you, maybe? I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Let's chat. And yeah, I think that's it. If you like this video, if you like NEWTs, if you like Harry Potter, if you like John Green, if you like Wondersmith, if you like anything really, leave that thumbs up for me. And subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment, you know what to do. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.